Hey everybody, Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2, grabbing the Time Paradox achievement. This is to get all 3 different endings in Mega Man X5. Now, normally that would take 3 different playthroughs, however, you can use save manipulation to save yourself a bit of time. So what I recommend doing is beating the 4 Robot Masters on the left, making sure the Enigma fails, which is going to be random, and then beat 3 out of the 4 of the Robot Masters on the right. After you beat the 3rd one, you want to make a save, so you should have 7 Robot Masters defeated. Make a save and make sure you don't accidentally delete that save. Play through the last Robot Master and get to the end. You should launch the shuttle automatically, and then one of 2 outcomes should happen. Either you are going to be successful and Zero comes back alive, or you are going to fail and Zero will turn Maverick. You want to make sure that Zero gets back okay, which once again is going to be random. So you know you are good if Zero pops up right here in this little box. So then it's going to kick you back to the stage select. You should be able to play the end game stages now. So we're going to start up Sigma Stage 1. Make sure you get through that A-OK, and make sure you also get through Sigma Stage 2 A-OK. They're pretty challenging, as with most Mega Man X end stages. However, rookie difficulty makes things a lot easier. But once you manage to beat the 2nd stage, we are going to make another save. Make sure you make this save in a different slot than our previous save, obviously, because we will be referring back to both. But whatever the case, when you start Sigma Stage 3, you want to make sure you pick X. I recommend picking just regular X because you can get the ultimate armor, so make sure you grab that. It should make the last boss fight a lot easier, but this is optional if you don't want to deal with it, or you can't beat the first half of Sigma Stage 3 with just the regular armor and no air dashing. Whatever the case, just get to the end of the stage. You should get into a fight with normal Zero, and that should put you on the path for the first ending. The Zero fight itself is actually going to be the easiest of the 3 optional fights you can get here, so just use the charged up buster. Once again, playing on rookie difficulty makes this fight a cinch, and you should be able to get it done in about 10 to 15 seconds or so. If it gives you too much trouble, you can always just use the walls and dash over him, since you don't have the air dash, but whatever the case, once he goes down, you should be able to move on to the final Sigma stage. If you are going to make a save, make sure you don't save over our 2 previous save files. So make sure you're keeping track of what save files you are saving over. So make sure you save it in an empty slot or a slot that you can afford to lose. So get through the last Sigma stage. It should be a challenge, however, you do have ultimate armor, and that combined with rookie difficulty makes the game a cinch since you have infinite Nova Strikes. Every enemy will just fall in a matter of seconds. So you just have to get through this first bit, as well as the boss rush, which is pretty easy, and also the 2 Sigma fights, which are really easy with the Nova Strike. The only real challenging bit is the disappearing block puzzle, which is way simple if you played any of the original Mega Man games. But whatever the case, get to the first Sigma form. Just use the Nova Strike. You do that by hitting right trigger, and then you just have to shred his life bar apart. He goes down in maybe 5 to 6 hits with this thing, and then you are going to get to the 2nd stage, which normally would take a long time. However, having the Nova Strike makes things a lot easier. You just want to wall jump, and then you want to aim for the jewel on the top of his head. So just keep Nova Striking back and forth from left to right, and keep doing any damage. If you need a boost, you can jump on the hands, but honestly, wall jumping is probably your best bet and best means of attacks. So just keep Nova dashing, hit that right trigger, and just keep spamming him in this sweet spot, and he should go down in maybe 20 to 30 seconds or so. Very, very easy fight. And once he does, you should get your first achievement for beating him for the first time. That's going to be 20 gamer score. That's just for beating Final Sigma W, who is that Sigma form. You get your cutscene. Make sure you let this play out, and then you're going to get the credits. Also, make sure you let that play out. The ending will not count until you get to the results screen. So once you get there, you can finally go back to the main menu, go to continue, and you want to load up that save we made before Sigma Stage 3. It should be the save slot with all of the weapons and power-ups unlocked. Just start it up, and this time instead of picking X, you want to make sure you pick 0. Just play through the stage normally, except obviously this time you can't pick up the ultimate armor since you're playing as Zero, and he doesn't have an ultimate armor equivalent to pick up in that location. Once you get to the boss fight, you are going to fight X, who is wearing the ultimate armor. He's a little tougher, but once again, jumping spin slash takes out any boss super easy with Zero, and especially on Rookie Hunter difficulty. Make sure you get to the end screen. Once again, if you are going to save, make sure you don't save over any of our previous slots. Then we are going to start up the last stage. You have a choice between X and 0. Make sure you pick 0, and then do the same thing. Get through the stage, beat the boss rush, and beat the 2 Sigma forms. They are going to be easier with Zero combat-wise, but some of the jumps are a little tighter since you don't have the super OP Nova Strike. But once again, jumping Spin Slash really helps out, and he does have a double jump, which should make the first part a lot easier. The second part, I recommend just using the hands to boost up since his wall jump and attack isn't so great, at least in terms of range. But just jump up and try to hit the jewel in Sigma's forehead. It's a little annoying since your attack also damages the hand, which makes it so you can't get enough attacks on the jewel, at least not as many as you would like. But whatever the case, once you manage to take it out, you should get the second ending, and that leaves us with the third ending. Let the last cutscene play out, and make sure you get past the credits once you get to the results screen and it kicks you back to the main menu. We are going to load up that save we made right before we beat the last Robot Master. So it should be the save file with the gap in the power-ups. You can choose to beat the last Robot Master if you want to, but before that, what you want to do is you want to run out the hours clock. So you might notice that Mega Man X5 has a counter that counts down every time you start a level. So what you want to basically do is you want to run this clock out. What happens when the clock runs out is you are forced to launch the shuttle, and if you launch the shuttle without beating all of the Robot Masters, you are guaranteed to have Zero go Maverick on you. So the trick is to beat 7 out of the 8 of the stages, then you want to load up a previous stage that you've already beaten. You just want to hit start and then go to the quit feature, and that will actually bring the counter down one at a time. So just run the counter out, so just keep loading up the same stage and keep quitting out, and then eventually once the counter hits 0, you are forced to launch the shuttle, and then the space station is going to collapse since you don't have all the pieces to it. 0 goes Maverick, and that should set you off on the course to get the last ending. Now, you could beat the last Robot Master stage if you really want to, however, you can just skip ahead to the end game stages. You are going to have to play as X, since Zero went Maverick, you can't play as him anymore, so just get through the first 2 Sigma stages like normal, get to Sigma Stage 3. Once again, recommend getting the Ultimate Armor since it makes the last boss fight a cinch, although you don't need it. Then what you want to do is you just want to get to the boss room. You are going to fight Maverick Zero, who's going to be the hardest of the 3. However, once again, Rookie Hunter difficulty and charge shots makes things a cinch. So just keep blasting away, and he should go down in a matter of seconds or so. Once you manage to take him out, you are going to get to Sigma Stage 4. This is going to play just like last time. You can use any armor you want to, so recommend using that Ultimate Armor that we picked up in the last stage, and just get through the last 2 Sigma fights. Once again, using the Infinite Nova Strike to do things in only a few seconds. And then you should be good for the third and final ending. Just let the last cutscene play out, let the credits roll, and once you hit the results screen, you should be good for your last achievement, given that you got in the other 2 endings. So there it is. This one is going to be for 30 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.